Now that we have the rod marked along the spine, we're going to measure and determine where each of the guides go along the spine. To do this correctly, we'll need the masking tape, tape measure, the guide spacing chart in the instructions, and a marking pen. Now's the time to pay attention to exactly which kit you purchased. In this case, they're in my instructions on page 4. Look at which kit you have. Might want to circle it so that when you mark the guides out on the blank, you'll be exactly in the right place. Measuring from the tip of the blank downward, I know that the first guide goes at 4.5 inches as it corresponds in my directions, specifically the guide spacing chart. So right at 4.5 inches, I'm going to put a thin piece of tape, double checking, and move it down a little bit, where that first guide goes. There we go, right at 4.5. Next one goes at 9.5. Again, it's in my spacing chart. I'm going at 9.5, and I'll mark where the second guide goes. Perfect. To make it easy, I'll have my entire blank assembled, and I'll have the tape measure laid out so I can just go from the first all the way down to the last guide. It's that easy. Now that we're marked where each guide is going to go according to the spacing chart with a small piece of tape, we have to go back to that marking we made for the spine. You can see it right here. Let's mark on each of the guide spacings a mark that's straight with the spine so that we'll know where to put that guide, which direction facing. I typically put my guides right on the spine for heavier rods and opposite the spine for lighter weight rods. Some folks put the guides for lightweight rods on the spine and heavyweight rods on the opposite of the spine. That's not important. What's really important is that you put the guides on the spine or opposite the spine, taking advantage of the natural way in which a rod bends. Now take a look down the rod and make sure all those marks are lined up. If not, just adjust a little bit. It's really not a big deal, and it's really that easy. Congratulations! Now that you got this far, it's time to do some assembly.